Welcome to the Champion Series event, part 2, and it is the final round. Qualifying opening round done, and today we have Belgium, Japan, Canada and Zandvoort to bring you 4 decent tracks, some tough tracks in there as well. So what's the story so far? 4 races in 188 points. Yes, we've made amends for yesterday, and we are currently max scoring. We're yet to see Music Man. We're yet to see Ibom. It may all change. And a big shout out to our crew at the top as well. We've scored 47s in 4 races, and we've got Tom Man at the top, who scored very well. And we've also got Freed Fox in P4 at the moment. So big shout out to fellow club members as well. The setup and the drivers has not changed. We are still running Lewis Hamilton, Alonso and this car setup. So, how about we get into it? How about we go with Belgium, race 5, first of this video. And can we continue the perfect scoring run? It's qualifying. Where can we qualify for race 5? And it looks good. It looks P3 and P4 with the rival back in the pack. And what boost are we going to use him? So we're going to use Eagle on Hamilton, and we're going to have a look at a dead fast on our Alonso. So we're going to do a 2-2-2 with Alonso and a 3-3 with Hamilton. So here we go, first race of the day for you guys, and we're going to use the boost start. And can we get a good start through the middle? Can we do it? Alonso gets a bad start, but he gets up the inside, and Alonso's into P2, and Hamilton is in P4. We've got softs on the front leading Hamilton, so he should be a lot slower, and hard tyres on Verstappen. And already, Lewis Hamilton up the inside, through past Verstappen, and Alonso's all over the back of Hamilton now. Can he tuck one up the inside? He tries, he fails, and there we're going to cut down a little bit. So we're right behind Lewis. Lewis is on the soft tyres, and this is our big challenge to get ahead of Lewis to get the 47 points. Alonso tries again, down the back straight. Can he go around the outside? He's hung it out to dry, but the clothes are still wet. And what about up the inside? Hamilton blocks. And we're going to be pushing this lap, and we're going to be coming back in the pits. So hopefully we can get Pi very quickly. And down the straight, Alonso steams it up the inside. Hamilton does not want to give that place up. And yet again, we're still stuck behind. What about now? Best overtaking opportunity on the game in this track, and we have made it work. Alonso is up to P1, and we're going to be bringing him in the pits. Lewis Hamilton of the Mercedes is on soft tyres. He'll be coming in the pits this lap, and with the power of Eagle, the tyre management gives me a good lap and a half of pushing as Hamilton pits, and we will go through into the lead with Lewis, and we'll be pushing all the way to the end of lap 3 and coming back for some more mediums. Alonso out in P2, and we are just going to cruise a little bit with him and then boost again later in the lap. So we're basically doing a 1 lap conserve, 1 lap push with Alonso at this stage, and Hamilton is pretty much a 1.5 lap conserve, 1.5 lap push on each stint. And at the minute, it's a nice and smooth P1 and P2. We've just got to navigate the pits as Lewis Hamilton comes in. Late call, medium tyres going on to Lewis. And it's going to be close between Lewis and Alonso here. Team orders will play a part. Morty 21 coming in. And Alonso is straight past. Lewis does the right thing, doesn't hold Alonso up. And now Alonso will push to the end of this lap. No servicing because it's not needed. And we are off on our way. Lewis is in P2, mediums going to the end, and we have absolutely no danger apart from a safety car or a crash. That dead fast is beautifully on this if you're using softs because of the speed, fuel and tyre management. And like I said, Eagle's got the grip, got some really good tyre management as well, level 4. So Alonso is in, he now comes out the pits, and we can push the full 2 laps with Alonso if we wish. But at the minute, there's not a real massive need to, but we'll probably end up boosting him to an extent just for the fun as we enter lap 5 with 1.5 laps to go. We'll soon be able to push Hamilton. So, Alonso cruising round. This should hopefully be 47 points in the bag. As we now boost Alonso, we'll boost Hamilton. And it'll be a last lap, hard race to the line to secure the 47. Belgium, very difficult track. I do recommend a 2-2-2 and a 3-3 strategy. Or if you're starting at the front, 2-2-2 is a very solid strategy indeed. But we're through. We've navigated Spa with just a couple of tracks coming up. Canada, very difficult as well. So we'll be doing our best. We've got to go 4 points. We dropped a point yesterday. Could affect P1, but we've got to put the pressure on early on. Alonso crosses the line, P1, 24 points. Hamilton over in P2 for the 23. And in our first race, 47 points with the rival still going. What a start, great start for us in final round race 5. As we move into race 6, the pressure's building because we know we have to score well. And we are qualifying in the dry, qualifying P2 and P3, and we have got a wet start to the race. So wet tyres will be going on. We've got a tuning going on for one driver and Hex for the other. So we've got Hex for Hamilton for the overtaking to come through if he gets stuck. Tuning should see Alonso fly off into the distance. Very powerful boost in the wet tuning. One of my favourites. And I haven't got that many left. So here we go, off the start, boosting down. Alonso straight past Hamilton, and Hamilton as well, straight past. And already that should become a very solid race indeed. At the flick of a switch, we are off P1 and P2. And we've got to see this through. We will never know. We may still get safety cars. You seen yesterday, you could be routinely scoring 47 points and a safety car completely changes up the race. But at the moment, we're going to just prepare in case that does happen. So we can do 3 laps more. So we're going to do a 4 and a 3. We've got dry weather coming in 3.5 minutes. So if a safety car does come out, we might have to consider doing dry tyres in the wet if it starts to dry. These are the things you've got to factor in against the AI. But in this case, we are comfortably going round. We've got a nice 3.5 second buffer between the drivers and a good 8 seconds back to second place. So there's no chance of double stacking, especially with tuning. Tuning's a great quick pit stop. So we don't have to worry. We're probably going to do like a 2.5 second pit stop with Alonso. So we're in great position there. And already we're just chilling. We're just cruising. We've got a good half a lap lead over the rival, who I believe is the same rival as last race. We've got Canada to come, and we've got Zandvoort to come. So 2 challenges still on the cards in order to go maximum score. That would be our first ever maximum score in a final round. Can we do it? Can we hit a PB? That's what it's all going down to. So we're going to boost Alonso lap 4. We're going to come in for the wets. We're going to boost Hamilton in the wets. And even if a safety car comes out now, 2 minutes, we're going to still push the wets. Because if we pit, we'll pit with about 1.5 minutes. A safety car will take a good minute on the way around. And then it's only going to just start drying. These are the things to consider when you're racing. And I think now safety cars more than ever, you've got to really factor in. As Alonso pits, and we'll see how quick this pit stop is. It's a 3.1, so slightly longer than I thought, probably because servicing is low. And we're back out in P1, boosting to the end. Hamilton does a 3.69, so half a tenth slower. And we're back out in P2. And now we are just going to push to the end. It looks like the dry weather is not going to impact us, with sort of 2.5 laps to go. So that's good. We can just sit on wet tyres to the end and be absolutely smooth running. There's a point now where safety cars shouldn't affect us anyway. And let's not even talk about it as we start to lap the field. So Alonso with that tune in, past P15, past P14, absolutely making a mockery of the rest of the field. And Hamilton himself starting to come through the pack as well now. So no crashes, that's what we don't want in the wet, you never know. But we're about to start the last lap of Japan, having navigated this very, very easily. And it's going to get even more pressured with 2 races to go. Last lap for Alonso, and he's lapping the rival Alonso as well. They won't be happy with that. As Hamilton comes around, laps Norris down in P16, who's very good in the wet. So not sure what's happened with him, but doesn't bother us. There's half a lap to go. The lap 4 to 3 strategy working absolutely beautiful. And we're nearly lapping the field. We're coming up to lap P5. We're not going to lap him. But lapping up to P6, perfect. And Hamilton will also have a nice little fight with Gasly through the last corner. But we are P1 and P2 again. A good 47 points in the bag at Japan, which can go either way. But this way, it's our way. Race 7. And it's a difficult one. It's Canada. It's heartbroken me in the past. It's cost me victories. It's cost me perfect scores. But we are starting P2 and P4. So we're going to have a top chance. Here we go. We're going to use tuning. Like I said, a good favourite of mine. And we're going to use Kawhi as well, which is an absolute beast of a boost if you don't use it already. We're going to do 2 lots of softs, both 4 laps, then on to mediums. And remember, that tune in is going to make us a quicker pit stop. We've got a human player by the look of it, but there should be no match to us. P13 and P14. So here we go, crucial race. Alonso, can he get a good start? He's rocketed through the field and he's away in P1. Hamilton gets stuck with Verstappen and Alonso round the outside of Verstappen, can't make it done. And now we are sitting P4. Can we go up the inside of Verstappen? Hamilton with the late lunge. Verstappen goes wide. And Lewis Hamilton gets into P3. Lewis Hamilton ahead of us is on the hard tyre. So this strategy will absolutely work in our favour. But we've got to clear Lewis Hamilton down the back straight. Lewis Hamilton all over the back. And a late lunge round the outside sends Lewis Hamilton into P2. So, with the excitement of that first lap, we settle down P1 and P2, and now we need to manage the gap. We want to focus on getting around a 3-second gap between the 2 drivers, and it is 3.4 at the moment, but that Kawhi boost is a very powerful boost, and it's going to keep pushing us even further each time. So what can we do? We just need to navigate clearly, safely. We're not going to mention the dreaded safety car, but we've got a chance for mediums anyway. That's the go-to strategy for me. As we go to start lap 4 coming up, and we have a 2.7 gap. So you can see that Kawhi eating into Alonso's gap, even though they're both conserving. And we're going to come back for the medium tyres. And it's a 3-second gap now, so we're absolutely fine as it stands. We're going to put the medium boost on Alonso to create the gap just that little bit further. And my God, 62 boosts left on tuning. Hutch, I need some tuning. Sort me out. So we're going to boost Alonso into the pits. He's in, and it should hopefully be out quick enough. And he is. 2.6, that's more like it. And we're going to boost now Alonso to the end. And same with Lewis Hamilton. He's going to be boosting to the end, 4 laps. 4 laps of conserve, 4 laps of push. And we're going to be absolutely fine. The question is, how far can we get through the field? And I tell you what, we're probably in for a good chance of lapping most of them, having 4 laps or 3 and a bit laps left. As Alonso gets past P18 with 3 laps to go as well. So there's going to be a lot of embarrassment for everybody else in this race. And we are absolutely absolutely blitzing through them. It's like a knife through butter. Absolutely unbelievable by Alonso. He's driving the race of his life in P1. And already Perez, P13, with 2 laps to go, has been lapped. This is absolutely extraordinary by Alonso. Look at that, 2 cars round the outside. And we are up to lapping the opponent in P8, who's using dead fast with the softs round the outside. Can we do the field? They're a long way away. They're in the pits though, as Alonso round the outside of Russell and now moves in to the final lap. And we are past P5. This is a new challenge. How many people can we lap? And we're doing well at the minute. We've got Hamilton going past P7 and P6. We've got Alonso behind P4. We've got 1 car, and we would have lapped the field with Alonso, obviously apart from my own driver. Can we do it? For the record, can we lap the whole field on Canada? We can. P1 laps P3, and Hamilton himself gets through to P5. Utter domination at Canada. The whole field, apart from my own drivers, lapped. And that is one of the best performances in Canada that I have ever done on this game. Beautiful. The final race of final round, race number 8. And one race could be the difference between a maximum score for the first time ever in final round. We've only dropped 1 point across all the races so far, and we've done about 19 of them, so 1 point is a difference as we start the last race. So Kawhi and Downforce, 4 laps each on the softs, followed by 3 laps to finish off. We've got a good matchup. This will be our best ever chance. And here we go. Can we get through the first corner unscathed? Hamilton goes through the inside, gets it. P1 for Lewis. Alonso round the outside of Verstappen. Oh, beautiful. And that is a P1 and P2 already within a couple of corners for ourselves. We've got Verstappen on the softs behind. Now I'm using Kawhi, so that he shouldn't even trouble us in this race now, because that boost is so powerful. We've got Hamilton out in front on downforce, and we're going to boost him around this section each lap in a second to try and build enough of a gap between him and Alonso. So we're going to cut down after going through there, and we need to start to create the gap. We don't want a double stack. We have got, obviously, Verstappen behind us will go medium or hards. He won't two-stop. That's why you should learn the AI strategies, because I know he's not going to go for a two-stop in this track. He's going to go to the slower tyre. We're going to go to the fast tyre anyway. As we boost Hamilton again through the last section, all the way through to the first corner, and we'll be conserving down again. We've got 50%, so we're well on top of tyre management. So remember, we need 25% a lap to get the 4 laps. And Alonso, he's still not very far away. He's conserving and he's 2.8 seconds behind. So Alonso is absolutely flying on them Kawhi boost. And what can we do now? We're going to boost again with Hamilton. The heart is racing. 47 points and a max score is on the line. As we will now come into the pits on this lap with Hamilton. We'll boost as long as we can. Alonso, we won't boost just yet. We'll let the gap grow as much as we can. And we'll cut down there. 4.7 seconds is the gap. So we're bang on the money in terms of a no-stack pit stop. And Hamilton is looking good with the tyres as well. So we're going to push a little bit now with Hamilton coming into the pits. Every little helps as we fly into the pits with Hamilton. Good stop needed. Come on. Get him out in front of Alonso before he comes in. Yes, great teamwork by the boys and girls of the pit crew. And Hamilton is back out, boosting to the end. Alonso is back out, boosting to the end. And we are sitting a P1 and P2. Hopefully, no failures now. And we will be absolutely bang on the money of the perfect final round. The perfect qualifying. And just one safety car ruined our opening round. So, lap 6. The good thing is we're moving in the right direction against our nemesis, Music Man. So P1, P2, 1.5 laps to go. And it is a victory lap all the way through now. Let me know how you get on this weekend. How many points are you scoring? Where do you think you'll finish? And are you happy with how your weekend has gone? Last lap of final round. Lewis Hamilton starts it. Alonso now starts it. And Alonso is flying around the track. We're lapping cars again. And we are about to set our personal best. I think our personal best was 3.74 before. It was Canada that cost us. But there will be no such repeat this time around. Because Lewis Hamilton, coming round the last corner, will come home for 24 points. Fernando Alonso will come home for 23. My calculation makes that 47 points. The magic number to maximum score this final round. As we wait for the rival to finish, they've had a component fail. Don't ever lose servicing on your car. But for us, it doesn't matter. The suspense of waiting now for the rival to finish as they come through the last corner, P11, and we are about to head back to the menu and see what the fuss is all about. So a nice matchup in the final race of the day, and we're going to be sitting very pretty indeed. P13 for the weekly league. Just don't have time for the grind at the minute. But in Champion, oh yes, P1 and P2, Blue Flags, Blue Jags at the moment. 376 points. And it is, as they say in bingo, a full house on the 47. Beautiful. And the opening round, you can see that 1 point cost us. Because in qualifying, we also scored 47s across the board. So, it's basically 20 races, 19 perfect races out of 20. And we've got to hope that that's enough. As we can see, Tom Man, P2. We've got Freed Fox in P6 from our teams as well. And moving down, there is no move yet from Music Man. He's still outstanding, but I've put the pressure on him. Music Man 60th, Ibon 61. And Music Man so far has gone perfect in the weekend, but if he loses 1 point, we will be there for the taking. Ibon went perfect yesterday, but he also dropped 2 points in qualifying, so we will finish ahead of him. But we are now P1 for the weekend. All eyes on GP results tomorrow. Can we hold on to P1, or will we cement a P2 in this weekend? Thank you so much for watching. Do keep subscribing, it means a lot. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.